so they're no longer here. What it was special to them, and I mean, you keep a few trinkets that you want for yourself, but you throw it out. What are you hanging on to it for? Or you donate it if it's worth donating.
Well, the guilty conscience of like, what if you had something that was of value? You know, could you sell it?
Yes, of course. What else would you do with it? Welcome, everybody. Unfiltered Marriage. It's Tuesday night.
We are here.
Yes, we are. Yeah, but no, I would either throw it out or donate it, or if it was something valuable, sell it.
Well, then you're thinking about like you're just selling something, and it's like, what was the value to them? Now you have it, and you're just going to sell it? No, the value would be to keep it and then hold on to it.
No, because it means nothing to me.
To you, but maybe to other. Well, maybe to the person who's not here anymore. I mean, they may say
but they're not here anymore. They can't say anything. Like, no offense, and I'm not trying to sound harsh, but you don't exist anymore. This stuff is now my burden to bear with.
A burden? I mean, you feel like things would be a burden? I mean...
some of it, yeah.
Why do you feel like it would be a burden?
Because now I have to figure out what to do with all this crap.
I guess. All right. So, so what if, like, you had a trophy, a plaque, a trophy or something that was of value and so important, but, in the interim... you have it and it just sits there. Like your kids, like we have Lewis's first softball trophy. It's a little tiny trophy, but we have this now sitting in his room. What are we going to do with this trophy?
In a couple of years, we're going to throw it out because I don't have a single trophy from my youth. You know why? Why the fuck would I?
Well, there's some people keep it and then they show it to their kids and then they save it, like to show
like
hey,
this is what I did. Look at this trophy. Isn't
like
it
what
neat?
I did in baseball or...
If you were a kid and someone walked up to you and was like, yo, got this trophy in Little League.
I guess as a kid it would be of
like,
value.
Why would
you would
like
say,
I wouldn't?
You had that's a cool trophy.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, all right, whatever, bro. Like, what the fuck does that mean to me? Good for you. You got a trophy. I'm a fucking 8-year-old kid. I don't care about your goddamn trophy. You got any toys? Is it candy or something?
Yeah, but yes. But also, though, if you look at it and it's a parent, you may look up to them and say, oh, that's great. Look what my dad did when he was my age. Like, as a memory thing.
Yeah, but I could just tell you. Like, I don't need physical evidence. I'm not lying to you.
Well, back in the day, there was no physical evidence besides trophies. They didn't have, like, the videos and the ones that they did have.
Yeah, but now there's pictures everywhere.
There is pictures of everything, and people's phones are attached to them.
Yeah, so there's a lot more pictures and I mean, again, I'm not lying to you. I did play Little League as a child. I don't have the trophy to prove it. Sorry.
So, I mean, then I don't believe you. Where is the proof?
Well, then I don't know what to tell you. I guess I'm a fucking liar who lies about Little League Baseball.
You lied about Little League Baseball. No, but the truth is, I was thinking about that, because I have so much stuff from people and my father and others that are just, things they loved or even, like I have my dad's yearbook. Like in his yearbook, I can not only see him in high school, but there's things that people wrote that are hysterical. And I'm like, what am I doing with this yearbook? Like,
is Vince in that yearbook?
I don't think so. No, because that's Sachem.
Oh, right.
Vince and my dad lived together in the city.
Yeah, and then they moved in, but then they kept in contact.
Yeah, so, I mean, I look at that and I'm like, it's nice to have, but also I don't even know what I really should be doing with it and know where I should put it. I don't want it to get ruined,
But here's the thing.
I don't know, Cap, I don't believe you.
I'm not trying to, sound
Where's the trophy?
mean or anything, but, we're going to hang on to this thing now, right? And eventually when we go... the kids are going to be like...
I have my grandfather's yearbook.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're...
And the trophies and all that stuff, they're going to be like, all right, I mean, we're not going to drag this around now for our generation.
Now, funny thing is, ready? So right next to this girl's picture, which if I show you her, you would laugh because, of course, it's the 70s. But anyway, she writes next to her picture, I'm going to really miss you, Jeff. Remember when I was babysitting, you would come over and we would hook up in the kids' room when they were sleeping? The craziest thing. I read this and I'm like, what? Why? First of all, why are you writing that in a yearbook? Second of all, I read it and I'm like, my dad was a fucking pimp. He was going over when she was babysitting.
Yes, that's literally every horror movie ever.
It was crazy.
Think about Halloween. When were the guys coming over?
When they were babysitting and they were hooking up on the side of the couch and shit. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's that's when people get murdered. Why are you going over someone babysitting?
That's in high school. That's the thing. I got this house to myself. The kid's asleep.
The parents are out.
Yeah.
And at that time too, there was no way for them to see or know when they were coming home because they didn't have cell phones at that time.
Yeah.
So the parents would just show up and you'd be mid hooking up. What would you do? Baby boom.
That's right. Wow, I forgot about that. That moment of panic where you jump up.
Are they home? You see lights come through the front door, the
The
front window.
worst, see, you don't know this perspective. As a guy, I'm in now another man's house. You know what I mean? Hooking up with his daughter.
Right.
And all of a sudden you pop in and of course I'm guilty.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And now, you have that look of I'm guilty.
And now I'm like, fuck, I got to talk to a dad. You're 14, 15 years old.
Yes. You were just dry humping on the couch and making out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got a little pre-cum in your undies.
Oh my God, in your undies. Oh my God. No, but the truth is, I read that and I was like, damn, my dad was doing his thing in high school, but what do I do with this fucking book?
There's nothing you can do with it.
Maybe
honestly.
I should see if my aunt wants it or something, but what, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you could possibly do with it.
I've actually never really been in a situation of getting caught. I never got caught doing anything, but I did get caught having people over when I shouldn't. I've never, luckily, everybody was afraid of my dad. My dad had a step in the community, and everybody in Suffolk, Nassau, Queens knew my father for his martial arts. He was a 6th-degree black belt. But he also trained a lot of the kids in my neighborhood. So they'd come over and be like, is your dad here? And I'm like, no, he's not. Well, I don't know. I really can't come in. Mr. Iorio's not here. I'm like, fuck, But did you ever get caught? Your mom ever catch you?
No, because she knew what was going on.
Oh, so she never came in the room?
She would call me. You know what I mean? Scream from downstairs if she needed me.
Oh, your bedroom was upstairs.
Yeah, my bedroom was
upstairs. Did you do shit while she was home?
Yeah,
you hooked up when she was home?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because, again, you're a kid. What else am I going to do? You hook up in the woods, behind the store.
You hooked up by the store? What?
Stupid kid making out shit when you're 12, 13. You know what I mean?
I didn't make out at 12 or 13.
Yeah, well,
When did you lose your virginity?
My childhood was fun.
No, it just meant you had a dirty ass mouth.
14.
14.
Yeah.
14 fucking years old. I definitely was not thinking of sex. I didn't even, at 16.
But again, we lived in two different worlds. I'm 14, we watched mid-90s. That's literally my childhood, that kid.
Right.
I had the shitty brother who was a dick, but then, my skating friends, and not even just them though, branched out everywhere.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with 16, 17, 18, even 20-something year olds sometimes.
Right.
So I was never, me, Mike, Jared, all those guys, we went from 12 to 16 overnight.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Because you hung out with older. I get it.
So we matured along with them. So we had to now fast forward 12 to 16 and go right to, all right, we're hanging out with 16-year-olds.
Well, this is what everybody's doing.
We can't act like kids, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to look like a fucking kid.
Right.
Because we're hanging out with the older kids now. So that's just kind of how it was for us. So we always looked at our own grade as kind of you children. You know what I mean? You don't even know. What you're doing is kiddie shit.
I played spin the bottle when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, no, I was going to keg parties and fucking.
Yeah, see, I played spin the bottle. My first kiss was 8th grade.
My first keg party, I was 12 on First? Yeah, First Street.
Right over here.
Yeah, on First Street. And that was my first keg party, 12 years old.
That's so
high school, bash.
I can't-
Hundreds of people, DJ.
Parties used to be dope back in the day. House parties, they don't have house parties like that anymore.
People don't want to fuck up their houses.
That's true.
Some kid was ballsy enough to be like, dude, I'm having a house party.
I'm having a house party. The house would get fucked up.
I remember we went to Kemp's house party.
Yeah.
And it was right after school. I went home with Joey and Matt Kenny, and we went directly from school to the house, and we would just sit there waiting. And night comes, and you're like, damn, no one's here. And then within like an hour,
all of a sudden,
fucking 300 people,
swarming.
just fucking craziness.
See, the house parties that I've gone to, quite a few, obviously, in my time, but they were all after I was 18.
Yeah.
I never went to like house parties, birthday parties, sleepovers. I didn't do that shit at all as a kid. My parents were cool if people stayed by us, but my parents were really awkward. Like, I don't know the parents, I don't know the father, I don't know the brother. You're not going to sleep over their house. And my house was so humongous, everybody wanted to sleep at my house. I had a hot tub, I had a pool, I had the cool, so it worked out, but it sucked not being able to really experience that.
This was my Friday night. I'd leave school, go home to someone else's house, call my mother. Ma, I'm staying over Michael's. Ma, I'm staying over Mike's. Ma, I'm staying. All right, call me in the morning. All right, good night.
Yeah, but you know what? You had your brother who was so bad that you were like an angel. And she was like, oh, I trust Rocky. He's an angel.
No, I don't think she did. I just think she knew, like, I think deep down, like, she knew I was always in good hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as me and Michael were together, we were going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we always looked out for each other no matter what. So I think she knew that also. Like, I don't think she was completely ignorant to what we were doing. I just think there was really not much she can do about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, like, I don't mean, and, like, she probably could have said, you're not going out, and I wouldn't have went out. But then, like, I think there was...
It's not like you were
like,
doing, committing crimes. What would she,
But I think also there was a guilt in her that I could, like, kind of exploit a little bit,
Right. Well, that's because, your father, and he wasn't around, and it was hard. He wasn't around because he passed.
He wasn't a deadbeat.
No, you were very young, though. You were about 6, right?
5, yeah.
5.
But, so from, all those early years, that's what we... Like, Dell was the house party king. We would fucking have house parties.
And it was so awkward
because,
like, now we love him, and he's a totally awesome person. He's not he's not a fucking creep or anything like that. But thinking back then, if it was now and some 19-year-old was hanging out with 14 and 15-year-olds, people would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was the oldest one that would hang out, him and Scarface.
No, we had Pat Smith.
And Pat Smith. But there was like 4 or 5 older
Just
kids that were always... nobody knows them. But I'm saying, like, there were all these... there was a group. It was like skaters. It wasn't like, he went to your house to sleep over.
Yeah.
But, you were in the same...
And then also another thing that our parents kind of knew that we'd be all right when we were out late and doing whatever with the rag crew. Like, that was our little skating crew. We were the rag crew.
The rag crew.
But when Jimmy passed.
Oh, those are fucking worse.
When Jimmy passed, though, we were all allowed to be out all night.
Yeah.
Because we would go to the church and skate, and Father, what the hell was his name? Father, I can't remember his name. He was super fucking awesome.
Right? Yeah.
St. Mary's.
Yeah.
He was super awesome, and he would let us skate there because the cops kicked us out of Greenpoint. And we even had like a vigil. They stomped it out. They were like real shitty about it. So we went to the church. The cops showed up there.
Because back then, skaters were the Antichrist.
Yeah, we were.
It was the
we
worst.
But the priest came out. I really wish I could remember his name because he was such a nice guy. Came out and yelled at the police. He was like, I told them they can be here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, you're harassing these kids. They just lost their friend. This is bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. And like went off on the police. He's like, this is my fucking church and they can skate here all fucking night. Bye.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, that was fucking awesome.
But back then, again, it was more or less like the police would target the skaters just because you were on the street and you looked more grunge than what they...
dirtbags.
Yeah, but that was the style, the Jenko jeans, the big clothes.
Long
that
hair.
was how the Vans. That's how people dressed at the time. Whatever they wore, At the same time, though, back then, it was different, it was way different than it is now.
Well, and also we didn't have the communication we had now, so you kind of had to have trust in your kids. Now no one trusts their kids.
Yeah.
And the first place you mistrust your kids is right here, the thing you give them.
Yeah.
And
what are you doing on your phone?
Yeah, you give it to them, and then you start harassing them about what are you doing on there, who are you talking to, what are you signed into, and it's like you gave it to them.
See, my parents, the way they were was, if you get a phone under my plan, I'll look through it whenever I want. You want your own privacy, get your own fucking phone, and that's how it was. So when I got my phone at 15 or 16, I was working at McDonald's. My dad would look at me and be like, "You keep it up, and I'm taking your phone." I'm like, "You don't pay for it. You can't take my phone."
Yeah.
And I moved out shortly after, but that is a control thing with parents. You know, when Anna was 16, we had tiffs for a year. I would be like, give me the phone or you're punished for a weekend. But then after a while, it's just like, dude, I really don't care. She's such a good kid.
But it's a tracking device more than anything.
It is. You know, you get to know where they are, what they're doing. It's a little bit invasive, but you know, I don't.
Check this out.
Go.
Right? And I'm going to be guilty of this too. I know it's going to happen. You call your kid one time.
And they don't answer.
They don't answer. You call again, or they even call you back and you go, why didn't you answer?
Right.
I didn't
Shit
hear
happens
it. You know,
sometimes.
like it was down. What do you, because I didn't. Like that now, 25 years ago, I'd call someone's house. No one answers. I call back maybe 20 minutes later. Someone answers. I don't go, why didn't you answer?
Right.
You just assume, oh, you were busy.
Yeah, or someone else on the other line didn't answer the beep.
Or you were out.
That was the worst. My parents would be like, you got 5 minutes on the phone. If you don't answer the beep when it beeps in. And I'm like, all right, God.
But it was a whole different world. And then when beepers came out, that was like the first attachment of like, I beeped you. Why didn't you call me?
It is a lot of a leash. It is a lot of control. Even when I'm home, I kind of just leave my phone around. You know, you'll pick it up, I pick it up, my phone, your phone, whatever. It does not. We're not like that with our phones, but there are some people where their phone is on their hip, and if it's not on their hip, it's in their hand. It's not on their hand. They have like 6 locks on it, so nobody can go in it. It's like, dude, what do you have on there? Like, I don't know. I mean, if I lost my phone, they'd see a lot of my hair pictures and some of my family. But what do you have on there that there's 6 locks, especially in a relationship?
On her phone 24/7.
Well, Anna watches series on her phone, and she also does like you know, a lot of the what's it called on there?
It's not good. It strains your eyes.
Well, you shut off the light. You know, you wear your glasses. You know,
it's the small screen. It's something about the small screen.
Well, you know, you're just so used to having big screens.
But they said that about TV.
Not
too,
everything's
and that
about
was
size,
bullshit,
Rocky.
So you know,
not everything's about size.
No.
I wanted to bring up. There's a couple things I wanted to bring up, but first I want to talk about what's the name of the new game that you have?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay. So my husband is playing his game, and I'm like, I'm not a gamer, but I'm a gamer wife. I don't care he plays. My kids will play. They have their own interests. Like, I'm not like that. What are you doing? Play your fucking games. I don't care. I'm going to go in the room and play mine on my phone anyway. So anyway, he's playing his game. I come out to the living room, and it's not just a game. There is this character, first of all, who looks like a porn star. A booty shorts, knee-high boots, you know, tight top, breasts popping out, beautiful face. I mean, the character itself is a good-looking character, but I'm saying...
But it's a video game.
What is it about the character? So Rocky was like, you know, there's probably a lot of kids who, like, beat off to this game. Because that is how exotic the character looks.
Like, the girl has, like, the most perfect set of tits ever.
Yes.
Like, they like... That's the only way to explain it. Like, they sit perfectly, they're perfectly round. Like,
right.
It's
very
crazy how this Japanese game company was like, this is what we think of women.
This is what we think of women. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're in a fighting warrior, knives, swords, and she's
in
wearing
a mini skirt.
Yeah, mini skirt. Sorry, those boots.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, why wouldn't she be in the same bodysuit the dude's in? You know, like, no, she's in an outfit where I go, this is a crazy video. So as he's playing, I look at him like, you done with your porno game? He's like, yeah, in a few minutes, you know?
Yeah.
But it's funny because you think of what games used to be.
No, but girls have always been sexualized in games, going back to, like, Lara Croft.
Who's Lara Croft?
Tomb Raider. Like, Tomb Raider...
But she was in pants.
But no, she wasn't. She was in shorts.
She had pants with the straps and the guns.
She was in shorts. Always in shorts, even in the newer ones. And she always has a rack. But back then, she was pixelated, so it was like triangle tits. You know, but even back then, there was the rumor of the naked code. Like, everyone had this rumor that there was a code that you put in and you could play with her naked.
What?
It didn't exist. It was just a myth.
I was like, did you try?
No, there's no code.
But did you try to look for it?
No, because there is no code.
But wait, when you heard, did you go, let me see if I can find a code?
No. I was a little older at that point. I was like 13, 14. I'm not looking for a pixelated. I had Playboys.
Oh.
You know. But as games progressed, though, like, there was a game, Dead or Alive Volleyball, where they literally had bounce physics.
Really?
And it was girls in bikinis, and like their tits would just bounce, and like it was it was crazy.
That's interesting.
But girls have always been sexual. Look at every fighting game; the girls are in tight ass fucking clothes, big tits.
It's true. What's the girl that goes?
Chun-Li.
Yeah, she has a little outfit with the thing hanging in the front.
All the girls in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, even the forearm girl's got a huge rack.
When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is like... And it looks real now because the characters are so the games are so well made now.
Yeah.
That these girls look like, oh, what are you watching? And he's like, this is my game. I'm like, you're not watching a movie?
Yeah.
It looks so real. It's pretty insane. So I wanted to bring that up. So everybody who doesn't have the game and PlayStation 4, that's what you need.
Well,
right?
you should go play it because it's fantastic. It's a great fucking game.
And she's super hot.
Well, I guess. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
For a video game, she's super hot. Today is the day that we lost two icons of their industries. First, Ravishing Rick Rude, who, I don't think you know him very well.
I don't know
but
who
you've
that
heard
is.
the name before because when wrestling comes up, I always say he's one of my favorites. So rest in peace to the Ravishing one, Rick Rude.
Right.
And then, this one's obviously much, much bigger. Prince, 4 years ago today. Brought up your first concert, and you said
Prince was my first
Prince.
concert. Yeah,
Amazing first concert. Some people had great answers.
it was a mix. I forgot who else was there too, but my dad had taken me, and it was one of the most amazing.
Was it Sheila E?
It was a woman. I don't remember who it was.
Or was
though.
it Prince and the Revolution?
I think it was a black woman.
Well, it's always a black woman.
Why is it always a black woman?
Because that's who his singers are.
I don't know who it was, but it was phenomenal.
Did he do Cream?
Yes. He
Okay,
did.
so it was probably around that time.
It was
with
an
the
older,
Revolution.
yeah. It was in '90s. It was
so it was
like
with the Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great concert. My dad was big with Broadway shows and music with me. I loved them both. So
That's a great fucking concert to see. I would have loved to have seen Prince.
it
live.
was fun. It was phenomenal. And my dad didn't get seats where we were like up on it, but I was far enough where I wasn't around the hype, and I was close enough where I saw the stage clearly.
Yeah.
It
Where
was
was
nice.
it? Do you remember?
It was, I believe,
Square
Madison
Garden?
Square Garden. I'm not
It was
positive.
either that or the Coliseum.
It was a long time ago. But he was an interesting soul when he was alive. I actually was reading this documentary about him and his life.
Watching.
No, I read. It was a reading.
Reading a
I read.
documentary?
Yeah, it was a doc. It was about it.
biography.
Yeah, biography.
Okay.
And
Well, a documentary's a film.
I want to come across here, obviously. So it was interesting to find out like what a crazy driven music person he was. I mean, they were saying that he would be in his studio for days without sleep, without eating. Of course there was drugs involved, but he wasn't like somebody who was a delinquent, but
no, he was. He
used
died of
stuff.
drugs.
He did die of drugs. He used stuff to wake up and stuff to go to sleep, and it turned into a really horrible routine, but he was so musically driven. I mean, the music they even found after that was never out
He's
was
got back catalogs,
insane.
like crazy.
A little bit of a painful life. He had 2 miscarriages. A lot of pain from his childhood.
He was pregnant. That's amazing.
Obviously he wasn't pregnant.
Well, you said he had 2 miscarriages.
Oh, the man doesn't suffer when a woman has a miscarriage.
Well, he's not the one having the miscarriage.
Yes, he is. That is a miscarriage. That is something from your life. That is you don't think about when we had ours. Like
I
you
do,
don't think
but
and go
of course,
fuck.
yes, but you are the one who physically had the miscarriage.
Yes, but you mentally.
I was part of your miscarriage. I did not have a miscarriage.
You did in your life.
I'm speaking technically. Forget it.
Well, don't be so technical because it's not a technical thing. It's an emotional thing afterwards, But yeah, he was a very good person from what I heard. Besides the music and being so psycho with it and recording and everything.
See, I think good person's not a good way to.
He was there for the community. He did a lot of
He
fundraising.
did. He did.
He helped
But
Lauryn
he was
Hill.
a shut-in big time.
He was.
He was a
for his
big
own
shut-in.
childhood issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. But he was also, I mean, even when Lauryn Hill went through everything she did and she lost all of her children, he gave her the money to fight to get them back.
Yeah.
He didn't even know her from a hole in the wall. He was just like, get this money over to her. Let me help her get this stuff going, So I don't know him personally to say he was an amazing human being, but God rest his soul and peace.
I know he loves basketball and pancakes.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
You never seen the Chappelle Prince?
No.
Charlie Murphy story with Prince? You literally really?
No. I don't think so.
Seriously?
I don't
You know how Charlie Murphy does the Rick James thing?
Yes,
He
yes.
does the one with Prince.
I don't know. You're gonna have to show me that
After this, yeah, we have to.
after the show.
Yeah.
Right away.
It's one of the funniest things ever.
I don't really know.
True story. And I'll show you after this.
So on the people tip, I want to talk about somebody that I was also reading something about today, but we've spoken briefly about in the past when we were talking about celebrities. Keanu Reeves. I was reading a little bit about his backstory in dating, and what stars he was with, people he was with, and he had a relationship that was so sad. The marriage was breaking off. They found out they were pregnant. She had the baby. It was a stillborn. And of course, the tension, adds on the relationship. They ended up breaking up. And 18 months after, she died in a car accident. And he he's one of the nicest people. I hear such nice things about him.
Yeah,
amazing things about
even
him.
from the public, he's genuinely a nice guy.
And now he's in a relationship and he's in a good place. But the pain and going through those kind of things, to still be that great of a person, I commend. And I wanted to send you're a dope ass person out. Just spit it out.
Well, I mean, he's definitely going to hear this, so
he is going to listen to this, which is awesome. It doesn't matter if he listens or not. I'm saying, and I'm putting it into the universe.
Even if he was a scumbag, he's John Wick. So he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
No, it's the energy I'm projecting out there.
He is notoriously a sweet guy, the type of guy where he's on the subway and he'll get up and give a random woman a seat. He's just a gentleman. He's a really nice fucking guy. And
always a blouse. That buttons come open easy.
But you know what? Thinking about his catalog of films.
I mean, some of them I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't watch, what's that one he's on the bus? Speed. I can't watch Speed.
Back then it was great, but going back to it now, you're like, this is the most ridiculous movie ever.
I can't. All the John Wicks I can watch. The Matrix even, I go, come on.
I hate the Matrix.
Come on, it's a little silly. And there's 3 of them, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't hold up well CGI-wise at all.
Yeah.
It progressively got worse as the movies went on, which is weird.
I think there was just a washed out subject. It was done already. It was
just stupid. I don't think they realized what they were doing. I think they made the first movie and wasn't really sure where they were going with it, and we're like, well, now we have to make 2 more movies. We're obligated.
Why were they obligated?
Because they signed a contract, and
Oh, and then you have to produce what you sign. So really quick, I'm going to just give you a brush up unless you know exactly where you were off on that subject that you wanted to talk about.
Which?
About being distracted or having a relationship, being satisfied or being out there, because the first thing you think of.
Well, no, that's not really where I was going with
so
it.
That's
Nicole,
what I'm saying.
if you're listening, can you call in? Because I want anyone who's single, can you call in? And single and kind of dating actively or has been, or don't call in if you're a virgin or
a virgin. Who's watching as a virgin?
Some people.
Yeah.
But no, the thing was Ric Flair, right?
Okay.
Ric Flair is known as a party animal, as a woman, a ladies' man for decades and decades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was doing a podcast with Steve Austin, and he said, well, I found Wendy, and finally, she centers me, kind of type thing, where I don't feel the need to go out and get the attention of women. I don't feel the need to be out every night partying and drinking, and he put it in a way kind of the way, I describe me and Jess's relationship, where it's you just found the right person. You don't have to work on your relationship. It's not a chore. It's not something you even really think about other than the positives. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I don't think about it my wife. I'm saying I don't think about oh, hope she doesn't divorce me. How am I going to keep my wife today? Hope she's not mad at me for this, or
I don't want to go home. Right. She made me pissed off.
It's very easygoing, our relationship, because we don't fight. We get along.
Right.
There's give and take, all that stuff. So he sat there and he's like, I finally found that. And he said how Steve Austin had it finally. And Steve was like, yeah, it's great to have something like that. And, it's made me start thinking about the amount of time and energy as a single person you put into trying to get into a relationship, trying to find a significant other, trying to find a guy or girl that you want to spend time with, and then trying to court them and get them to stay in your life. And all this thought is constant, even when you're not with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you finally have that, that is now a thing that doesn't exist for me anymore.
Right. Now you can focus on other things.
For my whole life, up until 8 years ago, it was, where's the next chick? Where's the... But now that's gone, completely gone. And it's this weight lifted off that you don't even really think about. But once you do, you're like, wow. That's such a big part of your life. It really is.
Right. Well, even when we're out places or we talk to people and you'd be like, oh, yeah, well, he's interested or that one. And I'm like, really? He's looking at me? Really? Because I'm not looking going, is someone looking at me? Same thing with you. We're out and it's not like you're going, are there any other women here that think I'm hot? You do lose that do I have to be on my best because you're with your best?
Yeah.
You don't, so my mind is on my children, my family, my house. And when I'm out, I'm not looking. Like, I'll food shop with Anna and she's like, Mom, like 3 guys were just staring at you. And I'm like, I don't even notice at all. I'm fucking food shopping for eggs, bro. Like, I don't care if you're looking at me. But, I guess that would be another opinion for someone who is single. And
That's what I mean. That's why I want
and
someone
out there.
single to maybe
Yeah, Mark
call in.
overslept, and I had told Nicole to stay home just because I was in like one of those moods where after the show I kind of want to veg on the couch, and
Yeah. But yeah, like it dawned on me that like, once you do, like, because even if you're married, like a lot of people are married and they're miserable and you're constantly like, oh, fuck, I got to go home. What am I going to do to get away from her? Or what am I going to do to shut her up for tonight? Or what, or just what am I going to do just so she doesn't talk to me? Like whatever the case may be, there's still people stuck in that marriage that still have these struggles. And as far as a woman goes in my life, it's, and again, I'm not saying it in a way like you're not thought of, but it's not thought of like consciously of like effort of keeping you or, making you happy. Like I just do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, what we do works.
That's what I like. It's hard. Again, it's so hard to explain sometimes things like that, but it is such a huge part of your life from when you're younger. And then once you're there, it's gone. And it's a rare thing. Like Ric Flair even said, he's like, I only know 4 people who have it. Me, Austin, Ricky Steamboat, and Sting.
Yeah.
And that's how it all came up. They were talking about Sting and how he went through his personal shit, but then found the right chick. And now he's good. Like, and I'm typically like not a negative person, but ever since we've been together, I'm not as like, fuck everything and fuck this and fuck that. And, this is stupid. I'm more open to like acceptance of certain things. I feel like too. Like it's maybe like you'll watch certain things where I'll be like, oh, fuck. But then after watching it for a little bit, I'll be like, all right, this isn't the worst. They're like Vanderpump.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like never in a million years
Well,
would I deal with Vanderpump, even with like an ex. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching this with you.
Right.
But because you deal with my shit, I go, all right, I'll sit here and watch it and whatever.
Well, let's like use something real. So, I am a doer. I'm a big doer. I'm like, it's to the point where my husband will go, are you going to come watch the movie? And I'm serving snacks. Do you want this? I'm sweeping the floor. I'm serving the cats. I'm taking care of the sugar glider. I have a turtle. I have 3 hermit crabs. I got my kids. So I'm running around the house. I'm doing everything I do. And there'll be a point where sometimes I want them to say, him and my older daughter, yeah, can we help you? And they won't. So I'll come in the room and I'll look at him and go, I'm upset because I'm doing this stuff and no one asked me if they could help. You could answer it. And no one asked if they could help. And instead of Rocky saying to me, like, I can't believe you, all you do is complain, he actually comes over and goes, you know what, babe? I was very lazy, my bad, and what can I help you with? So we have that give or take relationship. You are on Unfiltered Marriage.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
Mom.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say, Rocky, you're saying it wrong. It's not that there's no effort involved. It's that because you love someone, you choose to do the things that make that person happy, and it's effortless.
No, but what I'm
It's
saying
a
is like
joy.
I'm never like consciously thinking of it though. You know what I mean?
No, but it's the joy that you get by making her happy, and it's a joy that she gets by making you happy. You're not doing it. It's almost like you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself. That's
Right.
why
Yeah.
it's effortless.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Now, Ma, you got
All
married
marriage
super young,
involves work.
so you
All
didn't.
marriage involves compromise and effort. And there are days, I'm sure, that you wake up and you go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I don't like you today.
No, that's almost never, honestly.
But you never, I don't love you today.
Right, exactly. Yes, it's never about that. It's never like, oh my God, I can't stand him. I'm
No, but
leaving him.
with me and Jess, we never go to bed angry. Literally, never go to bed angry. So we always wake up happy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thank God.
But
for
even
that.
even in a tiff, Ma, honestly, this happened this past weekend. You know, I was running. I waited the whole front of the house. I cleaned the house, and he played his game for 5 hours. I didn't bother him. I'm in the house cooking, running around, and then I'm folding laundry. And I looked at him and I said,
That's Mama Rock Cap.
I said, you know, I took the kids. I gave you 5 hours. I took the kids to my mother's. I gave you 5 hours to hang out at home. You couldn't at least do the litter for me. I come home to the sink's full of dishes, and he didn't say anything. I took the laundry. I went in the room. It took about a minute, and he came in the room and sat on the bed, and he looked at me and he was like, you know what, babe, you're right. This whole weekend you let me do everything. I'm sorry. You're right. I love you. What can I help you with? And it was over. We don't hang on to anger. I don't drag things around. But when I tell him, he listens and he helps, you know, and that's what makes me go, no, I got it. No, I got it. Don't worry.
You can't hang on because you have you have a common goal.
Right.
You have a common life that you both want to be the best it can be.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that the two of you have decided, and I mean, I'm an old woman, and I'm telling you, it's a conscious choice. Mm-hmm. You have decided to love each other through whatever comes your way.
Yeah, well,
That's
because we genuinely like each other.
I do like
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I know love is love, but you also have to like the person too.
Yes, you do, and liking is even sometimes more important.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
It's very easy for other people to look at your relationship and say, "Well, he's this or she's that,"
right?
And to put little bugs in your brain.
Well, let's rewind for a second.
You don't
Ma.
let that happen.
Yeah, let's rewind for a second from our first year. You and my mom were both against Rocky and I. You thought I wasn't the one. She thought he wasn't the one. You both were like, what are you doing? You're rushing. You're going too fast. And over the years now, I mean, that first year we don't even actually consider it. Yeah, we don't even really consider it. But after that, the growth that we have in our relationship isn't just because we both decided that this is what we need and we want in each other, but we had two really, really amazing and strong moms by our side. Like, you have instilled so many things in me that I didn't have even before you. And my mother and Rocky have such a sweet bond that it's almost like we were meant to be here. And thank God that you and my mother produced it to happen. I'm like so blessed to have you.
Let me ask you something. When I was 12, 13 and doing all that stuff, you knew what I was doing, right? Like, not specifically what I was doing.
Let me tell you something, Rocky.
Tell him.
When I die, you're going to know. I knew every single disgusting, horrible thing you did.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you don't know the specific places I was. Like, you may know I've been out. I was out drinking and smoking pot, or being a dirtbag with my friend. But still, though, let me ask you this: like, you weren't very strict about it, and like I said earlier, like, if you told me you're not going out, I wouldn't have gone out. You know, like, I would have been punished.
I wasn't very strict about it.
But hold on, I'm not done. Is it because, like, and like, I'm not saying you turned a blind eye to it, but
I think it's because of Vinny.
No, that's not where I'm going with this. What I'm saying is like, did you know we were always kind of in good hands when me and Michael, like, even though we were idiots together, you knew we were going to be safe with each other. You know what I mean? And like, the kids I was with, you've met them, and you knew, like, we were going to be safe. Like, we weren't really going to get in a lot of trouble.
I knew you were going to be safe 90% of the time until Jared came on the scene.
Oh, no, stop, dude. And you can't name drop like that,
Listen,
Ma.
at the end of the day, Ma, I said you were so distracted with Vinny that Rocky looked like a saint, no matter if he was being...
No, it wasn't that, because Rocky pretended to be a saint. Okay? I knew Rocky was not a saint. Rocky was almost as bad as Vinny. The only thing was Rocky was respectful.
I didn't flaunt
he wasn't disrespectful, right?
Rocky was not disrespectful to me, and Rocky was quiet.
But I also felt bad even when I got in trouble. Like, Vinny didn't feel bad. He was just, I don't give a fuck. I genuinely be like, fuck, I let her down. Like, it sucks.
He couldn't wait to come home and tell me he got in trouble. But that was the whole point.
Right.
Let me see how aggravated I could get her.
Right.
But Rocky never wanted me to know he was in trouble. But I knew everything he was doing. I knew everything he did. There were two reasons that I didn't. First of all, I felt powerless to change it.
Right.
Because I really felt, and I still do feel, that by the time your kids are 10, 11, 12 years old, you have already instilled in them everything you can.
Right.
There's really not too much more you can teach them. You just have to hope that by the time they get to 18, 19, 20, they don't do anything that's going to fuck up their lives too bad.
My dad used to say it all the
Because,
time.
because their basic values are there.
Right.
And secondly, because I knew he was safe wherever he was, and I knew that if he wasn't home, he wasn't going to have to deal with me dealing with Vinny.
Right.
Oh, that's a good point that I never thought of. All right.
Right,
Yeah.
and I think of that too also
Okay?
because
that was very traumatic.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. That makes total sense. Yeah, I hated being there.
Okay.
But like
Those-
dealing with
but-
that, like, yeah,
Right.
that'd be a nightmare.
right.
But not that I didn't know. Not that I was like, oh, yeah, he's just, home watching cartoons with his friends.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I never thought that.
No,
I never
yeah.
thought that.
No, I didn't think so. Like, as I'm older, I'm like, of course she knew I was out, either not knowing exactly if I'm at a party or, I snuck into a club or whatever the case may be. But she knew I wasn't sitting wherever because I would just call and be like, Mom, I'm sleeping at Michael's.
Right.
And that was it.
Right.
There was no, what are you guys doing? Let me talk to Aunt Donna. It was just, all right.
Right. See, that was different.
I got very concerned when you started to get a little bit more into drugs than I thought. When that got to be more serious than I thought it should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
But back then,
But look at him now,
But
Ma.
back then, you also
Look
looked
at
at
him
pot
now.
like it was heroin. You know what I mean? Like she did
we're
though.
not talking about pot.
All right.
Either way,
but
Ma,
even with the
he's
pot,
doing
yeah,
great
like,
now.
Yeah.
But yes, and not because I feel like pot is a gateway, still is now. Pot makes you not see things 100%.
That's not true. It opens the door even more. So you're not a pot smoker. You've never been there. So you have no experience
I'm
to
not.
say.
And I felt like pot made you very relaxed about school.
Ooh.
I felt like
If something's
I'm
boring
sorry.
on pot, that's on you. All right? That's seriously though. If something's boring on pot, then you're just fucking boring.
Oh my
Because- but
God!
think about
Your
it.
mom's on the phone.
But yeah, that's all right. She knows. But that's the truth. Like you find things more and you get more like encapsulated in things when you stoned. Like you'll watch a movie and be like, wow, I'm really into this
No.
fucking movie.
It makes you lazy.
That's not true.
Uh-huh.
Joe Rogan's one of the most
Uh-huh.
active people on the planet. He smokes constantly.
For some people, I guess it can make you
It's
that way. But
different
if
for
you're
everybody.
if you're tired, if you have a long week, it would make you. It depends on like what your energy
Like sometimes,
level is.
but it's like having a glass of wine. I equate it to that. Like sometimes you just want to smoke and lay on the couch. And
Yeah.
sometimes, but Ma, think about it. We were smoking as teenagers, and we would play full games of basketball all day long, and be smoking in between the games.
no.
Like that's the part you don't see. You would just see me come home and
That
grab a bag of
probably is.
chips
But
and
you
sit in
see,
front of the TV.
I'm a very big education person.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, was my greatest failure. Well, I have lots of failures, but
Not
that's
lots.
a big
Take
one
it
up.
easy.
Ma, what are you doing?
Jesus.
It's fucking amazing.
All right, Ma, we're gonna let you go. This is
Yeah,
getting
we
too
love
deep.
you. We're going.
I love you, Ma.
We love you.
Bye. Love you
Bye.
too.
I love
Bye.
you. Bye. Yeah, that is the Miss.
Poor mommy.
Yeah, she's amazing, and don't let her ever fucking fool you. That bitch is a superhero.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
a fucking superhero.
Failures.
So we'll put it
No,
there.
she has no failures.
So speaking on relationships and having that deep connection, I'm sitting on the couch the other night and I'm looking at lingerie online and just, checking things out like, oh, what can I get? What's this? And so I found this really sexy, I thought. It was a see-through outfit. It was a bikini top. It was a thong. And there was like, instead of thigh highs, there was these sheer see-through chaps. Looked like, almost like satinish, but see-through. Like it looked very nice. I was like, wow, that's really sexy, almost like cowgirlish. And so I turned the phone to Rocky on the couch and I'm like, babe, how fucking hot is this? And he was like, no. I hate that. I actually hate the chaps. What are you, a cowgirl? No. And I looked at him and I'm like, fuck, well, now I don't like it anymore. You ruined it. But at first I'm going, I think this is so hot. Honesty is so important when you're with someone. You need to tell them, no, I don't like that. Yes, I do. Because if you don't, it leaves that empty space of dissatisfaction. You need to be satisfied.
Whoever that was, call back.
You need to be satisfied, with who you're with, and I think that it's really important to keep it there. Although it wasn't the happiest answer, and I didn't want him to say no, he straight out said, "I hate that."
Yeah, because for one, I'm not a huge lingerie guy. We've talked about that. Again, whoever that was, 847 callback. But like chaps to me is like, ugh.
Cowgirl chaps are so fucking hot.
Nah, I don't
in the
think
room,
so.
anybody like cowgirl chaps?
Because it's like you're wearing
assless
pants,
chaps,
but you're missing half of them.
but your ass is out.
So what? Then wear fucking booty shorts or a thong.
But your ass isn't out.
Yeah, but I don't want pants. Like
It's not pants. It was see through.
I know. Yeah, but it's
And like those,
It's
whatever.
it's not my cup
I
of
didn't
tea.
order it. All right,
Not my
I
cup of
didn't
tea.
fucking order it. But does
Nothing.
anybody else like them? Because I was for a minute going, I think these are super fucking hot.
No, I was not into it. In the comments, if you're into chaps, let me know. But it's
Cowgirl
just,
chaps are hot to me.
No.
Wedding planning.
Okay.
All right, I'm watching Say Yes to the Dress with my daughter. She likes watching these girls
Yes,
come out
I
with these
was
dresses, which was out of control.
Fortunate enough to be able to sit through a couple minutes of that.
How come it is that when there is this wedding shit going on, the girls are like demons and in control, and the guys go, whatever you want, but you don't fucking like it. You don't want that. Why don't you say, no, I don't like that, or I don't want that? Why is it that men don't want to be involved at all with the wedding planning?
Because it's not about us. And as much as people try to sit there, yeah, it's about the two of you. No, it's not about us. It's about you. That day is all about you. I'm there as a prop.
That's not true. You want to get married. It's your
Absolutely.
wedding,
yes,
too.
No, I'm not saying in that way. Of course, I love you. I want to be married, yada, yada, yada.
Like if I want to get married in a dungeon.
The whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang is all about you.
Yeah.
Now, here, let me break it down.
Go.
How long do you think it took me to get ready for our wedding?
I don't know, a half hour, 45 minutes.
You're way overshooting. Probably like 20 to 30 minutes tops. How long did it take you to get ready for your wedding?
I was quick.
All right, let's
I was
say a
quick.
normal girl.
A normal bride, a few hours.
Few hours.
Yeah, I'm a different
now,
bride.
right there, that should tell you, again. Now, I know guys and girls, they get ready in very different ways. But if we go out on a regular night, it'll only take you about an hour.
I'm
But
very
your wedding
low.
day, 3 to 5 hours.
Yes, but also though, like, wouldn't the guy want to say, like, I don't like that fucking table arrangement. I don't like that.
No,
DJ.
because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. Like, I'm there to do what I'm there to do, get married and marry the woman I love. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm even going to notice the table covers? I don't give a shit about table covers. Is there going to be booze? Is there going to be food? Is my wife going to be there? That's it. My friends, are we going to have a good time? Think about how much we sat down at our wedding.
Yeah, because we had a very fun wedding. However, I'm looking and I'm going, these girls, I mean, the guys are just like a dog on the side with the fucking checkbook out. And the girls, I want this, I want that, I want this flowers. Like my flowers were baby's breath. I did lilies on the table, very light. My flowers came to, I think, 1,800 total.
Let me ask you this. And
Total.
I'm being honest. With our wedding,
Yeah.
other than you going, hey, baby, what do you think of this? How much involvement did I have?
You weren't at all. That's why I'm asking. What is it inside that you go, you know what? I'm just going to let her handle it because it's her. Why would you just give up all right?
Because it's your day.
But it's yours,
No,
too.
but here's what you don't understand, right? So this is women logic. You go and show me some things, right? And you already have one picked out in mind. So now let's say you show me two things, and I pick the one that you don't like. You go, really? You sure about that one? And I go, well, I don't know. I think that one looks cool. Really? I don't know. I kind of like the other one. All right, so let's pick the other one. Yeah, but you don't like that one. Yeah, but you do, so let's just get that one. Yeah, but I don't want to, like, what the fuck do we need all that for? That's the one you like. Like, I don't care about this stuff. No man does. So it's whatever you like. That's what is the thing for that day. I don't give a fuck about the flowers.
Well, luckily,
I don't care about the seat covers.
yeah,
I don't care about the table covers.
Luckily, I'm not an extravagant person, and I said it from the day I'm with you. I don't care how much money you have. I don't need a wedding like that. I just wanted to marry you. And so my wedding was on the beach. It was outside. It was a beautiful venue. It was a country club. It was really nice.
For the money we spent, we had the dopest wedding and better than people who spend $40,000 to $100,000 on their wedding.
It's
our
the truth.
wedding, and it
It's-
looked a million times better than most of those weddings because it was outside. It was a beautiful day. The beach was there. It was gorgeous. The wedding. It
Right.
was small though. We kept it down to 100
we had 110.
people. Yeah, 110
and that was
people.
we gave both our mothers 40, and I had maybe 10. We had 10 friends.
Yeah.
We didn't do. It wasn't about the size
But
of
we
my
both
wedding.
decided too. Like, I only want people there that I actually want there.
Right,
I'm
it
not
wasn't
there
about
to
the
just
money.
invite people
No.
just to get a check.
A lot of people do weddings 200-300 people because they're looking for money, but you spend 80,000, you're only walking away with 10 anyway. You fucking fools. You know,
look
like
at
we.
Frankie, 25,000 on his wedding.
That's crazy. With everything, including our limos, our flowers, our DJ, our food, our cake, our venue, my dress, everything was $16,000, and then we made 25 or 24.
No. We made about 16.
No, we had an extra amount that we were able to cover everything.
No, I know.
that
What I'm saying is we paid our nut, and then we didn't have that much left over.
We did. We had about $4,000 or $5,000.
Oh yeah.
After we paid everything we
I
had
thought you
to
said
pay.
25,000. I was like,
No.
whoa.
I meant like we had $4,000 or $5,000 after, which is what a wedding should be. You shouldn't be in debt because your wedding. My wedding dress was maybe $800 or $900, gorgeous gown, and the sizing or whatever, maybe $1,100.
Like
Some
that
people
part-
pay $5,000-$6,000
Yeah,
on a
that
fucking
part.
dress.
We were
like-
watching that show, and the girl's like, "I got a $3,000 limit, $5,000," and I'm going, "You wear this dress once. You can get literally the same dress you're spending $4,000 or $5,000 on for a third of the price, if not a quarter of the price."
Half the people that were in my wedding, I don't even talk to
you're
anymore.
doing it so you can go to, what is it, Kleinfeld's?
Mm-hmm.
So you can go there and pay to be there, and the
Right.
experience of being there, and then you're paying for just a label on a wedding dress.
Right.
When there's literally millions of wedding dresses that probably look better than the one you're going to pick out at Kleinfeld's for a third of the price. But it's this thing of, I
You
get to
got
tell
Frankie.
I get to tell my friends I spent
Yeah,
$6,000
my wedding was this
on
big.
my
Look
dress.
how big my.
And-
Look at this.
and I look at those people and go, "Oh, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
like,
that-
why would you spend that much money on something that you wear one time that you could have found for a quarter of the fucking price?" Like,
That's also what I say about people with houses. Like, you get a house that you don't need that kind of house. Now you have a $4,000 or $5,000 mortgage. Like, you're nuts, and your taxes. Get the fuck out of here.
50 he spent.
Yeah,
50 Gs.
Frankie's nuts.
You're
I told
an
him he
idiot,
got.
dude.
You're nuts, bro. Like, I didn't walk away with any debt on my wedding, and the day was beautiful because the meaning of it is what I wanted. You know.
Hey Frankie, answer me this: when was the last time you looked at your wedding video or pictures?
My wedding video and my wedding pictures, I did smart. I had them put on USB so I can make my own album. There's no reason I should spend $5,000 on a fucking wedding album.
250 people.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
crazy, dude.
I had
I've been to weddings like that.
I had
too.
110, and I gave my mother and his mother, I think, both 40. That's 80. Then Rocky and I filled the rest with our wedding party, their dates, and there was a few people that were super important to be at our wedding. It was not about the show for me. Like, a lot of people do it for the, I need everybody, all eyes on me. It wasn't like that for me. I knew I had it, but with the people that I had. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy how people, they overextend.
Our wedding was like a backyard barbecue.
It was not.
No, I mean like the fun of it. I'm not saying like.
Well, we had the picture
yeah,
thing.
No, I'm saying like how everybody was having. a good,
Let them get
No,
twisted.
no,
My
no.
wedding was
Hold
fucking
on.
gorgeous.
No, I'm not saying the wedding itself. I'm saying like the
Feeling?
Yeah, the atmosphere, the feeling of it. Like
'Cause we were all family.
Everybody was having a very relaxed, good time. That's what I meant.
John ended up shirtless.
Yeah, I don't
with
mean like it was
suspenders.
shitty, like a backyard barbecue.
Richie was shirtless after a while.
Well, not shirtless, but he had on his white tee.
beater. Yeah, white tee. That's right. Yeah. It was a really
But it was
great,
a relaxed, just have fun. And even with my guys, everyone in my bridal party, what do you want me to do with the... I told them, I go pick up your thing. You're not even getting a jacket. It's a vest and pants and a shirt. And wear
I
white
did the white
sneakers.
with the
I
white
said,
the mint.
wear white sneakers. And they were like, what kind? I said, just white sneakers. We don't have to all be in the same shoes.
Well, outside, think again also, too, like we're walking on, yes, pavement for my walkway, but the rest was grass. The arbor was outside. It was so freaking beautiful.
It was dope. It was gorgeous. But
For
again,
what
we
it
were
was-
so just chill with it, though. Like, even your bridesmaids, you were like, wear your dress how you want.
Yeah,
whatever
with
makes you
different
comfortable.
straps, different sleeves.
It was
They
the
did a
same
Versa
dress, but
they wore
yeah.
it differently, and shoes. I'm like, whatever's comfortable. You walking on grass for pictures, you know. I bought them all the little slippers. It wasn't about the show or about the people. It was just that I was marrying him. It was a beautiful day. It was a great moment that our families combined, and it didn't matter for the show for me.
And which, by the way, I don't know who's married out there, and I don't know what your entrance song was, but it wasn't better than ours.
Definitely not.
We picked out the dopest entrance song for a wedding all time, and I guarantee maybe a handful of people have ever used it, and it was so fucking perfect.
Yeah,
we
well-
used Kanye West, All of the Lights, and the trumpets in the beginning.
It was
and
just Rihanna, though, singing in the
Yeah.
very beginning. All the lights.
It didn't
in
even
here,
get to the rap
baby.
part.
Nope, it was
Yeah.
just her. Turn him up. I want you to see this, and then we walked out. But before that, the bridal party came out to Prince. Let's go crazy.
Go crazy.
Because Prince was.
We
awesome.
even played the intro and made everyone wait for the first couple.
Yep.
That's how we were like, we're not disrespecting Prince. You play that fucking intro.
Yeah.
And when it's done and the beat drops, then you start introducing people.
Yep, it was awesome.
But it
a
was
great
that
time.
anticipation too. Like we did it in a cool way where, now you're listening to the intro of Prince and you're going, all right, everyone's coming.
On my Twitter, I'm going to post a couple of pictures if you guys want to check it out, and that's J Rabbit 55.
Yeah, I
on
hate
Twitter.
weddings, but our wedding, and
was
I'm
a
not
really
saying
good
just
time.
because it's mine. We
No.
had such a fun fucking
It
time.
was good.
Such a fun time.
So yeah. Anyway, I really I missed Mark and Nicole tonight because they were super fun. But I had to cut it short. Again, Mark and sleeping, and I told Nicole to stay.
Next
so-
time they're in, I want to bring up that subject and get the single perspective because they're still in that mode of I want to find someone.
Right, and that
You know
does
what I
distract you. It does. It takes away from. Am I going out to get groceries,
Like
or
when
should
you're
I put
just
on
sitting
makeup?
idle on the couch, right, and you actually put your phone down.
Right.
Right now you're in your own head, right?
Yeah.
You're watching a show. Like I would have to think 7 out of 10 times when you're in that moment, you're probably thinking, damn, who can I find? Like, that guy was kind of cool. How can I, approach him? Or maybe, or Mark, that girl at the gym was really
And then it's
cute.
clocks your age.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, how
And
am I
there's
going to find
pressure
someone?
now, and yeah.
What am I? Can I have a baby? How old am I? Am I gonna meet a guy? Does he have a wife? Does he have six kids?
Ew, Frankie, you cliche douchebag. Jagged Edge, let's get married. That was your intro song?
He's the worst. He's the worst. Frankie, you're the worst.
Oh, what
We
a
love you, but you're the
cliche
worst.
wedding. I bet you had a chocolate fountain.
Oh my God, yes. Well, I don't even know. I think we had a lot of great different subjects tonight. I'm kind of at the loss.
No, we're over. We're at the time limit. We're
Yeah.
at 56.
Well, I really appreciate it. I love that Mom called because she's the best ever. And, shout out to our great moms for us to be here, to be so great with each other. Check out Opie Radio because we fucking love him and he could use support. Also, Rinse Russo's brand. Do you want to take it off?
Russo'sBrand.com. Go to Russo'sBrand.com right now. Sign up. It's only $3.95 a month. It's less than $1 a week. You get over 14 new shows every single week. You're constantly getting hit with new content from Vince and Super Ugly, Unfiltered Marriage, Disco Inferno, Francine from ECW, Goldilocks, Bin Hameen, Stevie Richards. There's a ton of people over on the brand. So head over to the Vince Russo's thebrand.com. Well, Russo'sBrand.com. Go sign up and tell him Super
But if you
Ugly
click
Show
on his
sent
page, you might see him kissing his dog.
you. Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
We
So,
love you, Vince.
People in the
Guys, it was been fun. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace.
Bye.